Hi. Hi. I'm filming this way later than I normally would. I normally film this at 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Right now it's past 7:30 in the evening. And the reason is I ended up dealing all day with the thing itself that the video is supposed to be about. This was already the subject that was planned, and I ended up having to deal with it more all day, to a point where I debated not recording, but you'll see, we'll get there. Kind of had a breakthrough-ish. So the subject is I've been struggling / learning to show up as my whole self. I think this comes from my whole life. I've been always wearing masks, always trying to fit in, or always wearing masks in a way to have survival, in a way to guarantee my okayness, that I wasn't gonna get kicked out or rejected or worse. I didn't know about my ADHD until I was 27. For a long time, I didn't know why so many things were wrong about me, and I was masking them instead. High-functioning ADHD, you know? And lately, it's been nagging at me the lesson that I need to show up as my whole self. So my whole life I wore masks, including everything. Jobs, relationships, friendships, career. I just always built this version of me that was necessary for others, which I've been learning to undo for the past year or so. There was a book, I think, No More Mr. Nice Guy. It's pretty good. And it talks on that, how that's actually not genuine to you and it's not good to anyone else. And to find that place where I can just be the whole me, and how that's actually what I need to do or what I need to be. And that's the better thing for everyone, because it's so hard to believe that as someone who had to be the nice guy to survive. And when I say survive, I mean emotionally. I wasn't in physical danger, but there's still survival in terms of emotional situations. And the reason this message has been really loud lately started, like all weird, typical things happen, TikTok. There was a few trends on TikTok that were like, get ChatGPT to read your Akashic records and your past life and get lessons from that. There's another trend that was like, get ChatGPT to read your palms. I even tossed in my own, oh, let's get ChatGPT to guess those things about me, like dropping in my angel numbers or my lucky number and the numbers that have meaning in my life. And of course it comes up with a bunch of good things. I'm not saying everything it's saying is true, obviously not. But ironically, actually a lot of it was recurring themes, which is almost weird and makes me believe that some of it is true, because my Akashic records was saying something. My palm readings was saying the exact same thing. Dropping in my horoscope was saying the exact same thing. Tossing in the numbers that mean something to me was saying the exact same thing. So one of the messages that kept coming across was, I won't get anything good that I'm looking for in life unless I am the whole me. Until I am the whole, complete me, and I show up with that, I stop shrinking myself, then I won't get all those things that I keep going fuck, why am I not getting it? Why am I not finding this? How is it not on my way or on my path? I've done so much work. Why does it just constantly keep not showing up? And somehow the answer was pointing at the fact that I've always shrunk myself. I've always tried to fit in, or not just to fit in, not just in a trying to be popular thing, but I've always shrunk myself in a way to be accepted. I wasn't really accepted for being the whole me. Take relationships, for example. Before my ex, every other relationship had built in my head this idea that I was too much. I'm too intense. I'm too much. And so I was really trying to not be me in every relationship, because I was like, oh, I'm too much. I'm too intense. I was so apologetic. And I didn't even know about ADHD back then. And then when I met my ex, I knew about ADHD. And I kept apologizing in the beginning. I'm so sorry I do this, it's my ADHD. Oh, I'm so sorry I talk so much. I'm so sorry I cut you off and we're going on 5 different tangents. I'm so sorry my eyes are constantly scanning the room instead of locking in on you. And every time she would say, it's fine, I like it. She was the first person to ever tell me that all my quirky things that make me so intense or too much, and my energy being above, or I don't know, too much, right? She was the first person to say, no, that's just the right amount. I want all of it. And now that I'm back on the dating market, I've gone on 2 dates. And the very first one of those, guess what? After the date said, you're kind of intense. And I was mad because in this case, this person also had ADHD. So I was like, how the fuck are you gonna call me that when I didn't mask purposely because you're supposed to be one of me. You're supposed to be in the fucking team. This is friendly territory, but it wasn't. When I say people say I'm too intense, it says nothing about them at all. I know I'm intense. I know I have my energy. And all it says is just that my energy wasn't gonna click with theirs. It never actually says, fuck you all for not handling me. It just means yeah, I am alive. I am intense. I am big in spirit. I don't know. But the message is just that the right people will handle it one day. We'll be okay with it. proof was my ex. She was someone that actually fucking wanted it. And just my first date after that to be the one to instantly throw back the message I used to always get prior to my ex was like, oh fuck, here we go again. Right, I'm right back to this thing. I disarmed with this one person, but I'm right back to this field of danger where being me is not good. And I was spiraling a little bit about myself, but also the difference is I've done so much work in accepting me, which you see through my videos, but I've done so much work of accepting me and everything and really like embracing all of me that now there was this conflict in my head. So I wasn't just giving in and going back to, right, let me shrink, let me put masks, let me not be me. It was just instead a dread of, fuck, maybe being me will just always mean that I'll be alone, that I won't find people, not just relationship wise, like that I won't find friends, that I won't find spaces where I am a welcome part of it, you know? I'm usually more accepted in a space. That's usually how it goes. But I was kind of spiraling in that way. And all those messages coming across my ChatGPT really started to make me consider how much of me I show up with. So in these videos, I kind of show up as the whole me. I've shown you the messy, I've shown you the happy. You see the confusion. I don't think I cut out much in the editing. Like usually I'll cut out if I'm stumbling over a word, but I'm not cutting out a section going like, oh, I really don't need them to know this or see this about me. I've said some shit that puts me in bad light on my own videos. So I'm not afraid of that. So ironically, with you, I'm not afraid to show up as the whole me. Where it's really scary to show up as the whole me is in person, is in real situations, like going on dates, like just being in a space. Like I go to yoga classes. I'm in a space with everybody else. And there's a major part of me that's like, just hide, just shrink, be inexistent, be a fly on the wall. And that's just like genuinely my natural thought that always kicks in. So I've been really aware of how much I show up with in every interaction. Also aware of literally the masks. Turns out I had some social things to do, like a friend's birthday, being aware of how much I show up with in a situation where I knew only a few. Like I knew a handful of people and half the people I didn't know because they're friends of that person. And that's when usually I'd be like, right, oh shit, fuck, I don't wanna be me, or hide this, or hide in the corner, which I still did. Because that's still a comfortable space for me. I still have to listen to me at the end of the day and do what's comfortable for my energy. But it just so happened that I had to be in social environments. And then there was a follow-up. I said the first date called me too intense. And then I had a second situation. So a second like coffee date. It was going really well. Like everything, there was a lot of connection and clicking, at least in my experience. But the part where it doesn't work out was in intentions moving forward. And I think that's like, I'm learning right now, like the dreading of the relationship situation / having to navigate different people to find the one, because not everyone's looking for the same thing. So no matter how much I can see like potential connection in someone else, they can have different intentions, different targets, different whatever goals. They can be in a different place. And that was kind of the situation. This person was looking more to build friendships. And I, in my choice of building any relationship, I want to build a friendship. Like if there's no friendship, there's no relationship. But it was like, to approach it as platonic, strictly platonic, and see if later down the line something changes. All day I was conflicted because I was like, fuck, I'm kind of somewhat agreeing here while also stating that in my case, I'm not looking to build platonic. And that's just because I don't have the fucking energy. I do not have the brain power to build platonic friendships. Not just in a dating world, like literally I don't build friendships in general. It's pretty bad, but I just don't have it. I know my energy level or my functioning available, and working on just friendships is really, really hard. I'm already struggling with a few real friendships I have already. So I don't think it'd be good. But all day I was second guessing myself. Man, do I just go into this? Like, am I overthinking this? Is it my approach that's wrong? Should I just stick with what this person's saying and then, you know, seeing down the line how things go or whatever? On the other end, being like, well, if I choose to go my way, which is to say, hey, I'm not looking for platonic, and I'm not looking to build a faux platonic situation where I have a motivation behind type thing. Then I was thinking, well, that means that's that, you know? That means this connection is over. So all day I was like, right, it's either I go for what I want, but I don't get it anyways, or maybe I just shrink myself and stick to what the other person is saying. And then, oh, maybe later down the line I get something, while simultaneously feeling like that's unfair to that person too, to have that hope even. And I didn't realize that it was about shrinking until just before filming this, because I wasn't gonna film today at all, because I was going through it, of like this whole questioning of myself, until I decided to actually like express that to the other person and just be clear, you know, just say, hey, I'm not looking for platonic. Because in my case, like I wanna build a friendship and everything, but I just don't have the strictly platonic in me. I think I would be walking on eggshells too, right? If someone's saying you got to become friends and maybe later down the line it changes, then you're constantly thinking, right, okay, at what point down the line can I make a move? Am I going to make a move? Are they going to suddenly change their mind and make a move? Is this never going to happen? Am I somehow unfair to them for having the intention that I stated from the beginning? So much overthinking in that idea. And in the end, I just ended up saying, hey, actually, I'm sorry, but this is what I'm looking for. You know, this is the energy I'm looking to go into it with. I want to build a friendship, yes, with romantic intentions. That's still the target. I'm not looking to build a platonic friendship. Please don't fight. Muffin's currently dealing with an infection. Hey, no fight. Muffin's dealing with an infection. We're going to the vet tomorrow. We went to emergency care yesterday. We're going to the vet tomorrow to actually deal it because she has a really big abscess right here. And we tried the antibiotics route, but it's gotten worse. So I'm just gonna go and get them to empty it and hope for the best. But obviously that's gonna be the best situation. Anyways, because of that, Muffin doesn't wanna play. She's suffering kinda. She's not in pain, but she's just like not playful. And Mocha is very forceful. So she's trying to like punch her into playing somehow. But instead it just starts a fight. So I'm having to get involved quite a bit. So to go back to the point, I ended up having to communicate. Like, hey, that's not what I'm looking for, and that's not, I don't want to lie to you either. Like, I don't want to go into this agreeing to something, knowing I have another intention in my mind. Even though like I've made it clear, so technically it's not a secret, I'm not doing some hidden shit, but agreeing to your side and saying, right, but that's my side, but like I'm still agreeing to yours is still shrinking myself. It's denying myself of my truth that I know deep down, that I'm not looking for a platonic friendship. Not just for this person, I'm genuinely just not looking for platonic friendships, just because I struggle with those. That's a whole other fucking conversation about how I struggle with building connections in general, or real connections, and the questioning of what is real. And I sent that, and I didn't realize once again that it was about being me until I gave it some thoughts after the fact, and I was like, wait, that's what I just did. All day I was thinking, man, I'm not making this video about being my whole self because I'm struggling through all this. And really what today was the universe saying, yeah, do you believe the message you're about to say? You're gonna tell people about being your whole self. Do you fucking stand for that? That's kind of what it was. Today ended up being having to prove to myself that I mean my words about this, about how I have to be my whole self, how I'm trying to learn to show up as the whole me in every situation, how to not shrink anymore, not wear masks, not be whoever it needs to be in order to fit in for a potential, you know, there's a maybe. Oh, maybe there's a relationship there. Maybe there's a friendship there. At the cost of not being wholly me, that's not good. And just like all the spooky little ChatGPT things have been saying, not just that too, it's literally been, I think this message has been screaming at me for like a week straight, like every day, thoughts about it. Somehow a signal here, a thought there, a writing thing here, a video on TikTok there. Constantly just pointing out that to get what I want to get out of life, I have to stop shrinking for others to accept me, that I have to be the whole me. Even this, I have to stop trying to make videos that are gonna click with you, because I'm constantly then just shrinking myself to try to fit in. I'm trying to give you what you need so that I'm accepted. So instead I'm just making the videos for me, because that's the whole me, that's the real me. Why do I make these videos? Because I want to express the things I'm dealing with, the lessons I'm learning or experiencing. I want to share them because I feel like I'm someone who analyzes it so much that somehow in there might just be knowledge worth something to someone else as well. And so that's all I'm doing, showing up as the whole me. But everything has been screaming at me to do that. And I have been terrified to do that because my whole life I had to wear masks. There is a whole part of me that doesn't know who I am without masks, that goes, what do I want? When I'm actually have zero masks, what do I want to do? Who do I want to be? What's my take on things? What do I need? I think deep down I know the answers, so it's not so much a question that's never answered. But as long as I question my whole self, then those questions never have an answer. So I'm working on being my whole self. That means these videos, but that also means my life, the future fucking dating situations I'll be in, how I choose to navigate that from here on, the friendships, the career I'll have, all those things. Last little thing, right? Even in acting, which is obviously acting is literally not being me. acting is being a character. But there's a certain level of what you bring in that's you. Hold on, I gotta open a curtain. This is getting dark. Even in acting, there's a certain level of bringing some of you in there, actually. I used to be fully dismiss all of me. The character is not me. I need to not bring anything in it. But then why do I perform a character better than someone else? Like, not better in terms of skills. Why am I a better fit for a character compared to others? It's about what I bring in. If all I do is give what's on the page, so can every other fucking actor. The only difference is what I bring to it too. How I interpret it, how I experience it. It's a world where, also because a lot of it is like surface and shallow, is a world where I'm afraid to be the whole me. I'm fucking quirky as shit, weird. I swear, I'm walking ADHD. I'm not the fucking person you see in interviews on TV. I'm not saying that's my goal, because it's not. The career is still within that realm. The career, I don't see people like me out there. You know? So there's a part of me that's like, I can't be me. I won't have a successful career if I'm me. So the lesson is having to learn that. It's having to be like, wait. The universe has kept screaming at me that for me to get what I want out of life, for me to experience those great things that I'm chasing, I have to be wholly myself. I have to be the whole me, show up with all of it, unapologetic, and embrace it in a way that means I'm sending the message to the universe. I won't settle for less. I'm going for what I want with all of me. I'm going for the relationships I want with all of me. I'm not settling for, there's levels of settling in relationships, but that's not the point I'm making here. I'm approaching everything by seeing it as get my whole self in there, and I will get out of it what I get out of it, I guess. But if I show up with not my whole self, then I can't be mad when I don't get what I want out of it, in a way. I'm rambling at this point. I'm gonna keep working on that. I hope some of that was useful to you as well. It's evening time, so the dogs are like, why the fuck are you filming, man? We're usually sitting on the couch watching a show by now. That's why she's throwing a fit back there. So thanks a bunch for watching this one. If you want to hear me talk about more stuff, then you can click right here and enjoy yourself. Can you see her face? Wait, I don't know if it's obvious. Can you tell? It's here, massive. It'll be emptied tomorrow. So hopefully you heal nice. And there's no source. It's likely an infection of sort because there's nothing, no cause as far as we looked. So it could just be a lymph thing or a salivary gland. She's had a bunch of mouth issues when she was like even younger, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's something linked to all of that. Okay, bye.